What stories do people share about your business, and is it what you have in mind? It really matters, and let me give you a quick case in point. So, over the Christmas, my wife decided that she would give me more experiences this year rather than buying things, which incidentally, folks, is a great idea because we have more than enough stuff, most of us, than we will ever really need. Anyway, she organized for me to have a hot towel shave, which was really exciting because I looked up where I was going to be and it was all very palatial really. They talked about the waiting rooms where you would have lovely big old leather chairs, you would have cups of hot coffee, and you could peruse as you get ready for a leisurely, for a sumptuous, for a special experience. So I thought this is marvellous. And they talked about how trained their folks were and how you had private booths. And so when I arrived, I was really expecting the red carpet. But that's not exactly what happened. So at the outset of this shave, I was expecting a massage of sorts, and it was a bit lackluster. And in fact, whatever kind of lotion was used stung a little bit. So I was, okay, this isn't great, but bring on the hot towels. So the hot towels came out, and I'm thinking, marvelous, this is the life. This feels really quite nice. But then things started to go a little bit downhill because having put on lots of shaving lather, and you can look at the pictures that I put on here, I felt as if when this new razor was being used, and I guess that's what you're supposed to do for a hot towel shower, you're always supposed to have a new razor. It felt as if my skin was being tugged a little bit, and that made me feel a little bit uneasy. Now, I've got somebody holding a straight razor here, so you can't really talk a lot when somebody is doing this. So I didn't say anything. But then I started to feel as, geez, that isn't just close to my skin, it feels actually as if I have been nicked. And the first chance I got, I said, so, excuse me, did I just get nicked there? And he said, no, 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 that's how it's supposed to be. I'm just opening the pores. So again, I didn't say anything, but I wasn't feeling terribly comfortable. But the longer this went on, actually, the more uncomfortable I started to feel. It felt as if I was almost being flayed within an inch of my life. In fact, I got to the point where I just couldn't wait for things to be done. Now, I did actually stay there for the entire experience, but I did not enjoy it. So I didn't really hang about for any thank yous afterwards, and I went off to meet my family that evening because we were going out to a show in Dublin. My wife takes one look at me and she says, so how was the shave? And before I could answer, she says, you don't look very happy. And I said, well, if I'm honest, I'm not, because I still feel very raw on my skin. In fact, when they put lotion on my skin afterwards, it stung. It felt really uncomfortable. And then my daughter, she takes one look at me and she says, Dad, you look like you've got a rash under your chin. And right enough, she took a picture of it, and it was really quite raw and sore there. Truth is, it had not been a good experience. And so I went from a promise that was so exciting to something where I was thinking, geez Louise, that was awful. So here's the thing, I didn't have a good experience, and what did I do? It's what most people do. They tell other people about what happened, their little story, and I have now shared this story about why it's not a good idea to have a hot towel shave, in particular not to go to this place, at least 10 to 15 times, and that's quite contagious. Truth is that the power of the stories that are told about you is immense, because stories are where you and I get our meaning, where we get our information that allows us, if you like, to make decisions about what we will do and what we won't do in life. And we trust those people that we spend time with, our friends, our family, those that we are really well acquainted with. You cannot afford to have the wrong story out there. Rather, if you make a promise that people are going to have an experience, you must make sure that that's what they get or better. You must not, like my friend that day, who isn't really my friend, ever cut corners.